Vera Giganti had hired me to find out if an old pirate map was real. It was real, all right, and the slime bag named Scapelli had already found it. Vera's husband found out my employment came with benefits and decided to do me in. Chucked me in the river, and best I could tell, I died. I had some kind of monster inside me that was keeping me walking around the French Quarter of New Orleans. I don't know how, but I do know it would be taking over if I didn't have something my grandfather had given me. An old marshal's badge with a bullet hole in it. Somehow that old thing managed to keep the spirit down. And Harvey Jenkins was firmly in charge of the show. Hopefully I could keep it together long enough to protect Vera. That poor kid was trying to escape this whole mess. She was boarding a riverboat called the Madame Rouge, and one of her husband's goons was helping her load her steamer trunks. But she didn't know a black magic murderer named Mortis was firmly on her trail, and would be here any minute. Vera!
Harvey? Harvey, what are you doing here?
Someone burned down Leo Scapelli's place, and his crew thinks it was Vince. Mortis will be coming for you.
Well, well. Seems the shoe's on the other foot now, isn't it, Jenkins?
Back off, O'Reilly. She's in trouble. The kind of trouble you can't stop with that pea shooter.
You're so stupid, Harvey. What do you think is in these trunks?
That crooked beat cop kicked open a small chest. Inside it were hundreds of gold coins, doubloons, jewelry, gems. The stuff dreams are made of and murdered over.
I suppose you expect me to explain something, but I'm just going to kill you.
Harvey!
I felt O'Reilly's bullet slam into my heart. It heard like a bad song on a squeaky violin, but I was still standing.
You're a hard son of a bitch. I'll give you that, Jenkins.
5 shots all told. Dead center of mass. I felt my insides shred like cheese. It hurt, but I didn't go down. In fact, I felt something rise. That hurt, Mick. Hurt like hell. I grabbed the crooked cop by the throat and began to squeeze. I felt hate rise up inside me. I lifted him off the ground with one hand. Mortis had followed me. I dropped O'Reilly like the sack of potatoes he was. He hit his noggin and stayed down. I spun towards Mortis, drew my gat, and fired twice. Bullets didn't seem to hurt me all of a sudden, but they didn't even hit Mortis. I swear I saw the damn slugs curve around the short hat on his ugly chalk-white face. Get behind me, Vera. Accordez-moi le pouvoir de la vie de mes ennemis. I felt my energy draining out. Mortis was standing 5 feet away with his hands open. Some kind of green or purple or some other color that hadn't been invented yet was streaming out of me, flowing into his hands. Donne-moi le pouvoir sur l'amour. I dropped my .45. It landed on the wood of the dock with a dull thud. I felt my soul being pulled out of me, flowing into the hoongan.
Harvey! Kill him, Harvey! Kill him!
Vera picked up my pistol and fired 2 shots into the grinning killer. He laughed and continued to take my soul.
Mon attente appessante dans vos mains.
My soul. He was taking my soul. I reached into my pocket and found the badge. It felt cold in my hands. The last bit of strength I had left, I pulled it out of my pocket and dropped it. It bounced on the wood and caught between 2 boards. I stomped the dock. My grandfather's gift shifted and dropped down between the boards and into the dark Mississippi below. I felt the old badge going farther and farther away, down deep into the river, and towards the sea, caught on some random current. And then I felt the other rise.
Je suis ton sauveur, Don Simon.
Mortis was still sucking soul, but it wasn't mine. It was whatever creature from hell had taken up inside me. It didn't stream slow and pure like my essence had. It leapt out of me like a voracious beast, tearing through the night air to get into Mortis. Have some of that, you bastard. I rose and summoned enough energy to throw a shoulder into Mortis. He stumbled backwards and staggered towards the edge of the pier. For a moment I thought he might catch himself, and I didn't have enough left in me to fight him again. Then he dropped like a stone over the edge, screaming all the way.
Oh, Harv, are you okay?
To tell you the truth, kid, I don't know. I feel I hurt. I didn't hurt when that thing was in me. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to shrug off bullets again.
That's good to know.
Vera had my gun. She pulled off the last 2 shots right in my chest. I dropped to my knees. This time, I felt everything. I was alive again, or not dead, or something. And I've been double-crossed by a dame.
You fool. I took Lafitte's treasure from Scapelli. He's just like every other man. As soon as he got what he wanted, he didn't pay any attention to me. I poisoned him and his crew, and set their house on fire. After I got the gold, of course.
She was cold, and I was getting colder. Blood was seeping out of my wounds and dripping into the Mississippi. Why me? You had all these other goons to get your goods for you.
Vince would give it all to his boss, Corolla. Joey and I decided to get it for ourselves. But then Joey heard Scapelli was after it too, so we hired you. Joey was supposed to follow you and wipe out whatever was left of the Scapellis after they'd plugged you.
But he got lost. Ran into Scapelli first. And Leo had Mortis on his side. So Joey took a dirty nap. Scapelli got the gold. When I came back, you came over and worked the mattress with me. Then you let it slip to someone who could get it back to Vince. But we'd gone all conjugal. You knew Vince would come after me, and there'd be no loose ends.
No loose ends. Sorry, Harvey. I really did like you. It was good that one night, though, wasn't it?
Best I ever had.
Well, that's something. Bye, Harv.
I winced, but it wasn't me. Vera looked down and saw red pouring from her expensive gown. Her eyes went wide and her face went pale. She fell to her knees. I'll never forget that look of shock, of anger.
The problem with loose ends is they don't like being tied off.
Mick O'Reilly, I'd forgotten all about you. How's the head?
I'll live.
And me?
Gun's empty, and I'm too tired to choke you with my own hands. So tonight, I'm leaving you in the hands of the Lord.
Just like that.
I already killed you twice. You don't stay dead. So Mrs. O'Reilly's boy is going to get himself a drink, or 9, and go to bed. If you make it, God bless you. If you don't, then save me a seat at the Devil's Bar, and I'll join you soon enough.
It didn't make any sense. I was in bad shape. Maybe O'Reilly couldn't tell how bad off I was in the dark. Or maybe what he'd seen in my eyes when I choked him scared him off. Either way, he walked off into the night and the cheap spirits that were no doubt waiting for him. Vince would be there, probably with some fresh-faced girl on his arm while Vera lay cold and dead on the dock. Unless Mortis had killed him too. As for me, well, I didn't know if this was the end of my story or just the beginning. But that's New Orleans for you. I swear, there's something in the water.